welcome to Chef's Take. I'm your host, Michael Zavlaris. Today is March 19th, 2021. Yes, I am here by myself today. We were not on live last week. We're probably going to go live every other week. But anyway, today, a couple days ago, the new year began, and this week was all about the NFL. They just locked in a 10-year deal worth $110 billion with NBC, ESPN, ABC, Amazon Prime, CBS, Fox, you name it. So in other words, cap space is going to rise up. So anyway, let's not talk about that. If you've been watching before, you know that I always start off with the Eagles stuff. So let's just get started into that. So anyway, about the Eagles. So not surprised, we haven't made a lot of moves. Understandable because we didn't have a lot of money at the time. But we did sign a few people. We only signed, what's their name? Here are the people we signed right here, as you can see. These are the players we signed as of today at 8:05. So these results are from 20 minutes ago, basically. So we have Adrian Killings, who was on our practice squad for a little bit. His stat line, 1 carry, negative 12 yards. Now, obviously, we can't look at that and say, oh my God, he's a shit player. I think I've seen him play in the preseason. He's pretty good. So, honestly, this was our very first signing. And a lot of players that I wanted to target were they're being signed by a bunch of other teams. This and the third. I had a whole graphic. I had a whole picture set up like this one you see right now with all my targets and such. And, most of them, they went to other teams. So, shit. That was a waste of 25 minutes. But our next signing, we signed Andrew Adams to a 1-year deal worth $1.13 million. Some of you may not know who Andrew Adams is, which is understandable, but we did lose Rudy Ford to I believe he went to Jacksonville. Rudy Ford, he was one of our safeties. He was primarily used on special teams. This is exactly what Andrew Adams is used for. He played for the Giants and played with the Buccaneers. As you can see right there, he's coming off of a Super Bowl. He's pretty good. I've seen some of his highlights when he's actually on the field, on defense. He's done pretty well. He's picked off Cam Newton, stuff like that. So, Andrew Adams, welcome to the team. Adrian Killings, welcome to the team. Andrew Adams, I think for the spot Rudy Ford has, for special teams, I think Andrew Adams will do a lot better. Our next signing, he was someone I wanted the Eagles to bring back, Hassan Ridgeway. He's a pretty solid defensive tackle. Unfortunately, he's been hurt a little bit. He doesn't see the field a lot, but when he's on the field, he shows an impact. He's pretty good. I'm glad we brought him back. And our best signing so far, and by far, Anthony Harris. Anthony Harris is a starting safety for the Vikings. We brought him into a 1-year deal worth $5 million. Now, if I go to my list that I have, I wanted us to get a lot of players I had for position-wise. I had for backup quarterback, running back, wide receiver, linebacker, cornerback, safety, stuff like that. And for safety, Anthony Harris was actually my second option. I'm not upset that we got him. I'm happy with it. But in case you're wondering, my number one target was Malik Hooker. Main reason, he's very good, and he played with the Colts, and Jonathan Gannon is our defensive coordinator now, and he was the secondaries coach for the Colts. So he'd fit in pretty well with the team. Vicente's not on, obviously, but me and Vicente, when Malik Hooker first got drafted, we liked him. He's solid. He's pretty good. But we have Anthony Harris, which is great. I think the chances of us getting Malik Hooker now are not that strong, but I am happy with Anthony Harris, so I'm not complaining. But it's about damn time how we sign an actual player. I don't know how much under the cap we are, but I know we started off over the cap, and after a few restructures to, players like Brandon Brooks, and Darius Slay, it took a little bit. And not to mention, we had to, in order for us to make cap room, we had to extend players like Brandon Graham, Jason Kelsey. So it worked out. I don't know how much money we do have over the cap. The website that people tend to use, that is inaccurate. It's saying that we are still over the cap, which I know for a fact is not the case, given that we did sign 4 players. Not flashy, but pretty good. But I don't know what our current cap situation is now that we sign Anthony Harris. Hopefully we get more people. Also in Eagle news as well. We did something I was very confused about. We, at first, Marquise Goodwin, who we got in a trade from the Niners last year during day 3 of the NFL draft, he reverted back to the 49ers, which saved the Eagles $4.2 million. Now, we were going to restructure his deal, like we were going to renegotiate his deal to give him like under $2 million. But obviously we can't do that now that he's not on the team. But when I first saw it, I figured, okay, he's going to go back to the Niners. He doesn't really fit in the system, like Kyle Shanahan's system anyway, so they're probably going to cut him, which they did. And I think we'll probably bring him back on the deal they were trying to work on to restructure. So that basically we may bring it back to under $2 million, hopefully, because we do need a legit deep threat. And in case you don't know, Marquise Goodwin is, to me, a top 5, top 3 player in the league when it comes to speed. And people who play Madden, you know how good he is. So I would love to have Marquise Goodwin. Hopefully he comes back. If he doesn't, oh well. We have Jalen Reagor. But I would love to have Marquise Goodwin. Great story. He's also an Olympic broad jumper, which is pretty good. So, also, I doubt that this is real because this is smokescreen season. A lot of fake reports are going out to raise or lower trade value, and supposedly the Eagles, like Howie, reached out to Houston to inquire about a trade for Deshaun Watson, who is currently, unfortunately, going to court after being allegedly sexual assault. My take, it's a fucked up world we live in. This stuff happens a lot. It's unfortunate. To me, I think it is. As of right now, there's over 10 women coming out and saying this. So, even if these allegations never happened, I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty, but this is America, innocent until proven guilty. So, don't get me wrong, I would love to have Deshaun Watson on my team, but I don't think it's the right time to bring him in as of right now because we'd have to give up everything to get Deshaun Watson. We'd have to get, first of all, Jalen Hurts would have to be in the trade package, at least 2 or 3 first-round picks, a second-round pick or 2, and maybe, just maybe, Miles Sanders, because the Texans, their asking price for DeAndre Hopkins was Miles Sanders and a second-round pick. It would have been awesome to have DeAndre Hopkins, because, look, don't get me wrong, I would love that Miles Sanders, but I believe the running backs are the most easily replaced position in the league. Because, look, take the Panthers for an example. McCaffrey. Before he got hurt, he was regarded as the best running back, if not top 3 running back. He went down. Mike Davis came in, and he showed up. This is a backup running back, and he's putting up almost the same numbers as Christian McCaffrey. And he's not getting paid $60 million a year. So that just shows you, like, look, running backs are replaceable. Okay. And worst case scenario, we could draft a running back in this draft. Chuba Hubbard plays like Miles Sanders, from what I heard. I don't know what round Najee Harris is projected to be in, but I would love to have Najee Harris on the team. Worst case scenario, we wait next year and get someone like Isaiah Spiller, Trey Sanders, Bijan Robinson. I don't know, stuff, people like that. Like, but don't get me wrong, I do love Miles Sanders though. But I do not think it's a good idea to get Deshaun Watson as of right now, because we're in a rebuild stage. So are the Texans. Both of the organizations are dysfunctional. We barely have any money. He just signed a massive contract. And not to mention he has the allegations now. Don't get me wrong. Sure, he has the allegations. But remember, we did bring Michael Vick in after he got out of prison for dogfighting. Now, I'm not comparing them as players, but I'm just telling you, we brought in quote-unquote controversial quarterbacks. I'm not saying Deshaun Watson is a controversial quarterback, but we'll see what happens with what's going on with him. So, not to mention, like, anyway, rebuild. We're both in rebuilds. Both organizations are dysfunctional. I don't think it would be a good idea to bring in a top 3 quarterback when we don't have the team to go to the playoffs as of right now, because we still have a lot of key positions to fill in. We still need a solid cornerback, like, to complement Darius Slay. Avonte Maddox is mediocre to me. We still need a good linebacker. We need a lot of things. So I don't think it's a good idea to waste Deshaun Watson's prime. Not to mention we're going to be selling our soul when we're in a rebuild mode, which is not the thing you want to do. If you're in a rebuild mode, you have to trade away your good players and get picks, or hold on to your picks. You don't give up all your your future to get one player who's worth a lot of money when you have no money. So, and these are I'm seeing this on Instagram too. People are saying we have no money and such, and then these are the same people that say trade for Watson after he signed a pretty massive contract. So people who say stuff like that, pick one. We either don't have any money, or you want to get a quarterback who's set to make over $30 million a year, after we just got rid of our quarterback who would make $30 million a year. Now I do want to come out and say, don't get me wrong, I like Carson Wentz. But when it comes to covering when it comes to my Eagles segment, I'm not going to be talking about Wentz. I'm going to hardly talk about Wentz because he plays for the Colts now. If I want to talk about Wentz, I'd probably be wearing a Colt hat. I'm not going to be reporting on Wentz a lot. If I report about Wentz, it's going to be on the NFL segment only, because right now it's Eagles. Jalen Hurts is our number 1, which I'm happy about. So whoever is under center, I will wish them nothing but success. Even J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. So, as I said, we signed Adrian Killings, Andrew Adams, Hassan Ridgeway, and Anthony Harris. So, I want to get I mentioned earlier when I had my graphic up on the screen, I had my list. And I had a lot of people on that list for who I want the Eagles to target realistically. So people Kenny Golladay, he's not on the list. I would love for the Eagles to get him, but realistically, there's no chance, especially if he's asking for $18.5 million annually. And not to mention a lot of players are getting signed to 1-year deals. So I don't blame them either. It was expected. We also reportedly offered Juju Smith-Schuster a contract. He would have been great to have on the team. Vicente, I can tell you right now, would hate it, because you could look back at some of the streams if you watch. He's always dissing him. I could see why, but as a player, Juju's pretty good. 4 teams offered him a contract. It was the Chiefs, the Ravens, us, and the Steelers. Let me go. I saw the post somewhere. Where it showed how much each of them offered. I know we offered a multi-year deal. Let me pull it up real quick. So according to Adam Schefter, the Ravens offered him $9 million plus $4 million in incentives. The Chiefs offered him $8 million with $3 million in incentives. The Steelers offered him $8 million, and the Eagles offered him a multi-year deal more than $8 million annually. So essentially, we offered the Eagles shut up. Eventually, like, we offered Juju, we gave Juju the best contract, but understandable. He wanted to stay in Pittsburgh because he likes the fans, this and third. Okay, I do not blame you. And besides, our team sucks right now. I do not blame you. What I would love to have Juju, of course. I think any receiver would help us. So, I would have loved to have Juju, but unfortunately, he's not on the team. Oh well. That saves us some money to get some other key players. Because, look, we have the 6th pick in the draft. We can always draft a receiver. Like I said, we could always draft Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts. Let me pull up the graphic a minute. I made a graphic on that, so fuck you, mouse. Okay. This is going to take me a minute. So, where the fuck is it? Hold on a minute. God, I suck at this. I know. Don't bully me, please. Where the fuck is it? Damn. Hold on. There you go. So, even though it took me a goddamn minute, I apologize for that, but this right here are my top 5 picks for Philly. In this order, I would pick number 1 and 2. It was oh my gosh, I have the wrong fucking date. Jesus. I'm a mess. I know. It's been like 2 weeks. Forgive me. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Anyway. Christ. Wrong one. Oh my god. So, it was tough for me to pick between, Jamar Chase and Kyle Pitts. Jamar Chase, this is who I want to pick first. Great receiver. I would love for him to be on the team. I will probably be going live and reacting to the NFL draft. I'm not going to show the actual NFL draft because I don't want to get fined, copyright, this, that, and the fucking third. So, but I'll tell you right now, if Jamar Chase is there and we pass up on him, I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs. But second is Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a monster. I'm sure you guys know that. Dude can play receiver. He's a tight end, but he can play receiver. Dude's a dual threat. I would love to have him on the team too. I'm only going to pick him if Jamar Chase is off the board, but look, if we do draft Kyle Pitts over Jamar Chase, I will be pissed, but I won't be very pissed off. I'll be a little disappointed, but I won't be pissed off. Because think about it. Dallas Goedert, he has 1 year. This is his last year of his contract. We're going to be getting rid of Zach Ertz pretty soon. We don't have a lot of money to begin with. Kyle Pitts makes a lot of sense. and I've been saying this earlier too. 3, Devontae Smith. Honestly, I'm not that crazy on Devontae Smith. If we pick Devontae Smith over like the other two people I've listed, I'm gonna scream at the top of my lungs. And if we draft a quarterback, well, I'm gonna get arrested. So he's a Heisman Trophy winner, but like I'm only gonna pick him if Kyle Pitts and Jamar Chase are off the board. 4th is Micah Parsons. So I think there was someone else I had on that list that was, very tough. Like, I don't know who to pick, but we do need a linebacker. He's being compared to, like, Luke Kuechly, and Luke Kuechly will be a Hall of Famer. And 5th, we have Patrick Surtain. We do need a cornerback. Hopefully, if we play like shit this year and we have, like, a top 5 pick, I want us to get Derek Stingley out of LSU. So, there's that. So, those are, like, my top 5 picks for the Eagles right there. You guys can tell me which ones, like, you would go with. But this is mine. It was pretty tough. So, and just so you know, if we're at the 6th pick and Michael Parsons and Surtain are there, I would go back. I would trade back a few picks. Oh, yeah, the other person I forgot to mention was Jalen Waddle, who is like Tyreek Hill, apparently. So Jalen Waddle would be an honorable mention. But I don't know where I would put him, though. It would definitely be between 4, 5, and 6. So those are my picks right there. In the second round, I would love to have like Asante Samuel or a linebacker. So that is like assuming no trades happen. So anyway, I'll shut up and go back to my list as I promised you. So I had a graphic for this, but with all of them being signed, it's pointless to show. So for quarterback, we do need a backup quarterback because Jalen Hurts is literally the only quarterback available. And Jalen Hurts is the only quarterback on the team. The quarterbacks that I wanted the Eagles to try and get were like Jacoby Brissett, who went to Miami, and Tyrod Taylor, who went to Houston. And Houston also traded for Ryan Finley. So now they have... I don't know. It's a mess over there. But... fuck you. Anyway. For quarterbacks, I only have two, but I have a third one that I really don't want the Eagles to get. But quarterbacks, Alex Smith. These are for backups and for competition, because that's apparently what the Eagles want to do. Stupid. Alex Smith would be perfect. Joe Flacco. And apparently the Eagles had interest in him. Geno Smith, who I am not crazy about. So those are my quarterbacks. Not as good, not as what I hoped. For running backs, we do need like a power back and a good running back to complement Miles Sanders. Because I like Boston Scott, but I don't think he is like good enough to fit into the shoes of Miles Sanders. And like I said, we do need like a power back because we didn't really have one. Players I have listed here, and I'll probably go to my other tab and show the other free agent running backs. But right here I have Leonard Fournette, Mike Davis, who'd be good, and Adrian Peterson. Now, people are going to be like, oh, he's old. I understand that. But he would be a great mentor now, given that Deuce Staley went to the Lions. Adrian Peterson would be good. He's a power back. He's a veteran. He can help mentor Miles Sanders. And what better running back in the league right now to help mentor Miles Sanders than Adrian Peterson? So he'd be perfect. I hope we get him. So let's go to running backs here. If you want to look at current free agents right now, you can go to a Spot Rack. They're pretty good. So current free agent running backs, we have Todd Gurley, Duke Johnson, Tevin Coleman. I'm only going to mention the ones worth mentioning. Tevin Coleman, James White, Matt Breida, Mike Davis. Leonard Fournette, T.J. Yeldon, Dion Lewis, Shady, AP, Frank Gore, Alfred Morris. I have to feel Alfred Morris. He's 33, but he has Eagles written all over him. So, Le'Veon Bell, James Conner, Wayne Gallman, like any of those. I'm just gonna tell you right now. I don't think James Conner is gonna be on the team. I'm not gonna expect him to be on the team either. So that's for running backs. Those are guys I would like to see. Wide receivers, I want to sign a veteran receiver like T.Y. Hilton would be amazing, but I don't think he's coming here. Golden Tate, I know, but for a year, any receiver would help. Demarcus Robinson. I wanted to get A.J. Green. I wanted us to get, this is being realistic, by the way. I wanted us to get A.J. Green because, he's a 50-50 ball guy, and he's a veteran. And we do need a 50-50 ball guy. We don't have one right now. Juju could have been the guy, but he didn't sign with us. Kenny Galladay, he's just too expensive. So, free agent receivers are... wrong one. Shit. So, free agent receivers, we have... I would not be surprised if we bring him back either. So, well, free agent receivers, we have T.Y. Hilton, Larry Fitzgerald, Golden Tate. I will not be surprised if we bring him back to a veteran minimum. I actually wouldn't mind it. It'd be sad that we did it, but at the same time, I would love to have him back to redeem himself. Deshaun Jackson. Because look, when Deshaun Jackson was on the team, he was, to me, I think, he was our second best receiver right behind Fulgham. But Deshaun Jackson was our true deep threat. He knew how to track the ball. He actually had hands, got separation. Unfortunately, the dude gets hurt every 5 seconds, so I had to mention him. But Sammy Watkins, Adam Humphries, Marquise Goodwin, Willie Snead. I would love to have Cordero Patterson because he's the best special teams. He's the best return specialist out there. Chris Conley, DeMarcus Robinson, Antonio Brown. I would love to have him on the team. Des Bryant. I would not be surprised if we get him. I'm going to get killed by Vicente if I mention his name, but I'm going to mention it anyway. Vicente, no, I'm not going to say it. Because the odds of us getting him are slim to none. And it's not even... Fine. Josh Gordon. Anyway. Kenny Galladay, D.D. Westbrook. And the wide receiver market is actually pretty slow right now, too. All the receivers, you would think they'd make more money, but they're not. So, that's it for receivers. Linebackers, I had, Melvin Ingram, Quan Alexander, Avery Williamson, KJ Wright. I just want to get a solid linebacker. That's what we need. We lost Duke Riley to the Dolphins, who was pretty solid, especially on special teams. So, yeah, I farted. So, oh well. I'm gonna read off some other linebackers. So in case, and look, this is as of March 19th, and it is what 8:52 right now. So let's go to linebacker. So yeah, Melvin Ingram, Quan Alexander. I don't know why it says Levante David. I don't know why it still says Levante David. I could have swore he signed his contract. Yeah, no, I'm not even going to read through the linebacker list, but he would be any linebacker would help. We do need linebackers now. Unfortunately, Howie Roseman does not value linebackers, so it's whatever. I'm going to check my phone and see if any new transactions came up. As of right now, the most recent signing was Malik Jackson to Cleveland. So, cornerbacks, I had Patrick Peterson on there, but he signed with the Vikings. Right here, because I didn't really update the list. I took some of the names out because they got signed. But cornerbacks, we have AJ Boye, Janoris Jenkins. I don't know if he signed with anybody. Justin Coleman, Xavier Rhodes, because he did pretty well this year with Jonathan Gannon, who's our defensive coordinator now. Garen Conley, Kyle Fuller, who is the most recent cut, and Adoree Jackson, who I would love to have on the team. The Eagles have interest in him. He's going to be meeting with the Giants, and the Eagles hopefully we give him an offer if he doesn't sign with the Giants. I pray to God he doesn't go to the Giants. So, Adoree Jackson would be awesome. I want to check who else is there. Yes, my Mac is pretty slow. And there's a bunch of freaking racers out there. Other cornerbacks available. Malcolm Butler, overrated times 10 in my opinion. Casey Hayward, Richard Sherman, Josh Norman, who I think is washed, unfortunately. Kwan Williams, who had interest in, he's another slot cornerback. He's pretty good, but we have Avonte Maddox, so it would be pointless. I'm going to stay far away from Kevin King. Jason Verrett. Wait, he signed with the Niners. What the hell am I talking about? Cre'Von LeBlanc. I want us to bring Cre'Von LeBlanc back. He's solid. He's still a free agent. Hopefully no one signs him. If he does, I will cry. Darryl Worley. I will not be surprised if we sign him because 2018 we traded Torrey Smith to the Panthers and got Darryl Worley in return. So we did have interest in him at some point, like the last few years. We cut him because he was found drunk in his car outside the facility. Or just near the facility, so. He played with the Raiders. He's a solid cornerback, but nah. So there's them. And safety, as I mentioned earlier, my safeties were Malik Hooker, Anthony Harris, who I said was my second option. Malik Hooker, Anthony Harris, Ricardo Allen, Trey Boston, Keanu Neal, and DJ Swearinger. So, those were the players right there. What's it called? So, I have one more thing to talk about Eagles, and that's because it's free agency period. We're going to talk about the players we brought in and the players we lost. So, over here, we lost. So people we brought in: Adrian Killings, Andrew Adams, Hassan Ridgeway, and Anthony Harris. Players we lost. We lost Jalen Mills to New England. I actually wanted to bring him back for a year on a cheap deal, but he went to New England along with the 90% of the free agents that went to New England. Cameron Johnson, our punter, went to Houston. I'm pissed off about that. Rudy Ford, he went to Jacksonville. Andrew Adams is taking his place there. So, and we also lost Malik Jackson, which I can care less. We cut him. So, we signed for way too much money too. We signed to a 3-year deal worth $30 million. That was way too much money. I knew that for a fact. He missed all of last season. This year, he was like a walking personal foul. So, we didn't lose a lot. Now, players that are still free agents that were on the Eagles are Deshaun, Jason Peters, Nate Sudfeld. I do not want him back. I do not want Jason Peters back. Nikel Roby-Coleman, meh. Vinny Curry, we could bring him back for depth. Cre'Von LeBlanc, I want us to bring back. Richard Rodgers, nah. Duke Riley, he went to Miami just recently. Corey Clement, Joshua Perkins, Nate Gary, Blake Countness, and Trayvon Hester, who was the one that caused the double doink. So, thankfully, not a whole lot of good free agent. Not a lot of good players that we lost. The other ones I would want to bring back: Deshaun, veteran minimum in case we don't get any receiver whatsoever. Vinny Curry for depth, but number one on my list, Cravon. So that's it for Eagle Rants. Holy hell, we've been doing this for 35 minutes. So we're gonna take a break, and I will be back with NFL news. I do not think Vicente will be on today, but I'll be back with all the noteworthy signings for the NFL. So I'll be back in 3-4 minutes. Take a break. We'll be back. Welcome back. So, in case you didn't notice, the shirt I'm wearing, the Notorious B.I.G. To me, greatest rapper of all time. Actually, well, my favorite artist of all time. It's tough to choose between him and Tupac, but I think Biggie had better flow. Tupac was better with lyrics. They're great. Rest easy, King. I know that sounded corny, but yeah. So in case any of you didn't know, yeah, I am a Biggie fan. So, anyway, back to the NFL stuff. So, I want to mention something before, what's it called? Before I get into, like, the key free agent signings. So, this is from Catch the Blitz. You can follow them on Instagram. I would recommend it, them and JPA Football. I do not want to think like I'm stealing content. I would love to give credit to people. It's the only right thing to do. So, these are the best remaining free agents according to Catch the Blitz. We're going to go from best to worst, and there's, holy shit, 24. So, 1 to 24. Kenny Galladay, Kyle Fuller, Jadeveon Clowney, KJ Wright, Mitchell Schwartz, Eric Fisher, Melvin Ingram, Carlos Dunlap, Russell Okung, I don't know how to pronounce that, T.Y. Hilton, Justin Houston, Richard Sherman, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Brown, he's ranked pretty low, Xavier Rhodes, Aldon Smith, Casey Hayward, Adoree Jackson, who's meeting with the Giants on Sunday and the Eagles on Monday, Keanu Neal, Malcolm Butler, Eric Wilson, Try Turner, Sammy Watkins, and Ndamukong Suh. I'm shocked that, what's his name? Malik Hooker isn't on there. Interesting. But, oh well. So, those are the best free agent signings remaining according to Catch the Blitz. So, I figured I'd share. So now on to the key free agents. Most of the time you're going to see me staring at my laptop because there's no way in hell I can memorize all this, all these players that signed plus the deals. So the first one, fullback Kyle Juszczyk for the Niners agreed on a 5-year deal worth $27 million. Ravens signed free agent guard Kelvin Zeitler from the Giants to a 3-year, $22 million contract. That's actually like a steal. So next we have Shaq Barrett signing with the Bucks, 4-year deal, $72 million. Within the first day or two, the New England Patriots have spent $137 million in guarantees. Over the past decade, they spent like $300 million. Within like a 24-hour span or more, a little more, 137. Jonnu Smith, 4 years, $150 million. Matt Judon, 4 years, $56 million. Did I say 150 for Jonnu? 4 years, 50 mil. Judon, 4 years, 56. Jalen Mills, 4-year, $24 million. Nelson Aguilar, 2 years, $26 million. Damn, they're paying him like $13 million. Holy shit. Kendrick Bourne, 3 years, $22 million. Henry Anderson, I don't know how much he's getting. And they signed Hunter Henry to a 3-year, $37.5 million deal. So it looks like the Patriots are going back to their 2 tight end sets. And that's a pretty good tight end duo if you ask me. In other words, Patriots signed everybody. Yo, I'm trying to stream, asshole. Fucking bitch. Unbelievable. Can you believe that? Chiefs are signing Joe Thunley to a 5-year deal worth $80 million. Browns signed John Johnson to a 3-year, $34 million deal. He was another person I wanted to get. Oh well. Chargers are expected to sign Corey Lindsey to a 5-year deal worth $62 million, and he's a center. Raiders are closing in on a deal for Yannick Ngakoue, 2 years, $26 million. This is like his 4th team in a matter of a year. It was Jacksonville, Minnesota, Ravens, and now the Raiders. Good for you. He would have been nice to have because I know he was posting a lot of Eagles stuff too last year. Leonard Floyd goes back to the Rams on a 4-year, $64 million deal. Rob Gronkowski is back on the Bucs on a 1-year deal worth $10 million. Corey Davis is going to the Jets on a 3-year deal worth $37 million. Washington signs Ryan Fitzmagic to a 1-year deal with a base value of $10 million, and it can go up to $12 million, I believe. Now let's talk about Chicago, that dysfunctional franchise. Holy hell, Ryan Pace, what are you doing? If you're religious, make sure the Bears fans are in your thoughts and prayers tonight. They offered 3 first-round picks, a third, and 2 starters for Russell Wilson. They didn't get him. Instead, they get Andy Dalton for $10 million to be their starter. Now, for the 2 starters, I was thinking Kyle Fuller may be one of them. And he gets released. So, they release their all-pro corner. They give permission to Akeem Hicks to seek a trade. What the fuck? Bears fans, I'm sorry. It happened to us too. Chip Kelly single-handedly butt-fucked us. Got rid of McCoy, Macklin, Deshaun, Trent Cole. Signed DeMarco Murray and didn't even use him right. A lot of terrible things. So, I feel your pain. Jaguars signed Shaquille Griffin to a 3-year deal worth $45 million. So the Seahawks just lost their best cornerback. The Giants overpaid the living shit out of Leonard Williams on a 3-year deal worth $63 million with $45 million fully guaranteed. So they overpaid him $21 million basically a year. To me, I think he's worth a lot less than that. But who am I to say? I don't play football. I'm just an 18-year-old doing a podcast on YouTube. So, okay. Like I said, the Titans released Adoree Jackson, who is meeting with the Giants and Eagles at some point. Bill signed Emmanuel Sanders. The Niners make Trent Williams the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history by dollar, like barely. 6 years worth $138 million. David Bakhtiari for the Packers, he was the highest paid. He would average like $23 million a year. And like, what's it called? Trent Williams is making 23.1 or 23.01. And Bakhtiari tweeted out, "You're petty." Joking around, of course. But yeah. Barely the highest paid offensive lineman in NFL history. But hey, I respect it. AJ Green goes to the Cardinals on a 1-year deal worth $8 million. Raiders trade Pro Bowl center Rodney Hudson to the Cardinals for a 3rd-round pick. That's a steal. He's the 2nd best center in the league. If you think he's the best, fuck you. Jason Kelce is the best center in the league. I don't care what you say. Jason Kelce is the best center in the league. If you don't think it's Jason Kelce, you're simply delusional. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, the Panthers signed Hassan Reddick to a 1-year deal worth up to $8 million. He would have been nice to have on the Eagles. I mean, he's from Temple. Temple is my favorite college football team. Washington signs free agent Curtis Samuel to a 3-year deal worth $34.5 million. He was another target He was another target of mine. And hey, he's going to Washington to reunite with Ron Rivera. Who wouldn't want to play with Ron Rivera? I would. Vikings signed Patrick Peterson to a 1-year deal worth $10 million. Dolphins signed Will Fuller to a 1-year deal. Bengals release Geno Atkins. Broncos extend Justin Simmons for a 4-year deal worth $61 million. And the Seahawks finally pay Chris Carson. So there's that. Who else is worth mentioning that I may have missed? Desmond Trufant to the Bills. Juju to the Steelers on a pay cut. And Kyle Van Noy back to the Patriots, as I would have predicted. So that's it for like football as of right now. I don't know what else to do. So the NBA, Joel Embiid, he's not first place in MVP voting anymore because he got hurt. Understandable, but people ahead of him are, what's it called? Damian Lillard. Wait, it's Jokic, Lillard, LeBron, Joel. I forget who else, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to win MVP now, given that he's hurt. But if he comes back turning into a beast, he will. I think he'll be the MVP if he still does as good as he does. And I'm surprised. The Sixers are doing pretty well. They're doing better than I thought they would without Embiid. I didn't think they'd be that good. They won 6 in a row. I mean, sure, they lost. Yes, they lost 2 days ago, but oh well. Simmons with another 3-pointer. A meaningless 3-pointer. I'll be positive. I'm happy he's shooting it. That's good. But if he could just boost his confidence up, that'd be great. Because when he's taking actual 3-pointers and not 3-point heaves, it's not a bad 3-point percentage. And his threes he's taken this season were wet. So Sixers are still doing pretty good. Honestly, I don't know what else to talk about really. But that Embiid injury was scary. I prayed to God that he didn't tear his ACL or anything. Thankfully, it's a bruised bone. He'll be reevaluated next week. So that's good. But anyway, I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. But yeah, I don't know if there's really anything to talk about. I may be on next week. I may not. Worst case scenario, I'll be on in 2 weeks. Actually, no. I probably won't be on next week because it's the start of my spring break, and I will not be able to do my stream. So yeah, I probably won't be streaming next week. There's a chance I will, but I don't think I might. But anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you a lot. If you guys ever want to come on the show or even whatever, I can send you the link to come on. We could talk. And yeah. So I'm also, for my channel, I will be bringing back The Chef Is In. I will also be doing some more basketball videos. Like you see when I'm on break, you see me, draining the threes. I'm a shooter. That's what I do. I'll be doing more of those. I'll be doing 1v1s. And who knows? I may be doing pickup game. When I play basketball, when I'm on vacation, I usually play pickup games with my cousins. My brother and my cousins. So who knows? I may do videos on that. But yeah, I'll probably start doing basketball videos. So that's another thing to look at. Fortnite and games like that, I may do my gaming. I may do some of my gaming videos again. Among Us streams, they'll probably come back because they're supposed to be the new map is supposed to come out on the 31st. I'll tell you right now, it's gonna last 2 weeks tops. Once I go playing with everybody you saw me play with, I give it 2 weeks. So, oh well. But yeah, we haven't played Among Us in months. So, Chef is in will be back. I'll start doing basketball videos. I will start doing my gaming videos again at some point. It's just the stream software I use. I have it on my other computer, which is my gaming computer. I have the same streaming software on there, but last time I opened up my stream software on there, all the settings I have for like my stream here, like all the stuff you see, it's like that it just erased all of it. So I need to find a way to get around that. But other than that, I will start doing like, you'll see me doing like more Fortnite videos. If I play, it'll probably be with like Vicente or my cousins and my brother. So yeah, most of my channel, it's rare you see me do stuff by myself. I always have people close to me on here because that's what I like to do. I love to have everyone involved. I hate doing it by myself. I really do. I prefer to be doing my stuff I like to do with other people. So when I have to do it by myself, I'm like, okay, it's fine. But yeah, so not bad. Anyway, we are 1 year. We are a little over a year since the lockdown. Me and Vicente talked about that 2 weeks ago. That was a fun conversation. It was fun to talk about it. It was good to talk about, I guess. But, yeah. So, it was good. What else? Not really a lot of signings as of right now. But other than that, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all of you. That stuff I mentioned. Shut the fuck up! You're a bitch. You ain't cool. You're a bitch. If he hears me, I hope he does. Dropkick this motherfucker. Hold on a minute. Shit. It's a friggin' bar across the damn street. Jesus, God. Anyway. Actually, let's see what I'm gonna probably take a break. But if I don't take a break, you're just going to see, like, the stream's ending. But if I don't come back, I don't come back. If I do come back, I'm probably going to talk about something. But break.